In the time of the Old Testament, God only spoke directly to the prophets. They were the men and women chosen by God to be His messengers. It was during the days of King Saul's reign. Samuel was the appointed prophet. On one particular day, God told Samuel that it was time Saul went into battle against the Amalekites. You see, the Amalekites had treated God's people, the Israelites, very badly when they came out of Egypt. Saul set out to do exactly as God had told Samuel. He sent an army of 210,000 men to destroy the Amalekites. But when Saul saw how good the sheep and cows were, he couldn't resist changing the plan. The army was to take them and bring them home. Not a big deal, right? Wrong. Saul had decided to deliberately disobey God. This was the beginning of the end. It came time for Samuel to appoint a new king for Israel, as God had rejected Saul. God told Samuel to go and see Jesse of Bethlehem, and there God would show him who would be the next king. Once he found Jesse and his family, Samuel met each of Jesse's sons one by one. First, Samuel met Eliab and thought, surely this is the Lord's anointed. But the Lord whispered to Samuel, don't look at how big and tall he is, because I don't. The Lord doesn't look at the things people look at, the outward appearance. The Lord looks at the heart. Abinadab was next. Jesse, his dad, made him walk past Samuel. Samuel probably thought that the second son would be the king, but God said, the Lord has not chosen this one. Then Shammah passed by, and God responded in the same way, saying, nor has the Lord chosen this one. Jesse had 7 of his sons pass before Samuel, but Samuel kept saying to him, the Lord has not chosen these. So he asked Jesse, do you happen to have any more sons? Well, there is still the youngest, but he's out in the fields looking after the sheep, Jesse replied. Well, send for him. I'm not going to sit down and rest until he's arrived. So Jesse did as Samuel had instructed and brought his son David before him. Now David wasn't the tallest or the strongest, but when he arrived, the Lord said, rise and anoint him, for he is the one I have chosen. So Samuel took a horn of oil he had and anointed David in front of all of his brothers. It was from that day onward, David was destined to be king. Isn't it funny how Samuel was looking at the height and strength and age of the next king, while God had other plans? God knew David had a good and pure heart, and that's what he was after. God still looks for the same things today. It doesn't matter what you look like, or how good you are at sports, or art, or singing, or reading. It's who you are with Him. That's what really matters.